I want to start this video with a question that was also the starting point of this book. Who was Justine Jhonstone? First of all, we know that the book is called The Lives of Justine Jhonstone, as her life encountered not only one career, but many. She lived from 1895 to 1982, first as a model, later as an aspiring actress, then as a partner with her producer, as a medical researcher, a divorced single mother with 2 kids, and a skillful fundraiser for social progresses. She was much more than a beauty though, yet her beauty was always what commented upon. As she points out, her beauty was the result of genetics and healthy living. She could not see no point in taking credit of it. Her career starts at the age of 15. After being a model, she got her first small part in a Broadway show called Bluebird. She dropped out of high school and then moved on to perform in other shows, but one of them flopped and she decided to rearrange her life and finish her education. She studied at Emma Willard School. At the end of her education, she returned to Broadway, working on a show called Ziegel's Follies, where she met her future husband Walter Wagner, who worked as a producer assistant. The two kept correspondence during World War I, when Wagner served as an aviator. After his return from the war, they married in New York City Hall in 1919. However, her engagement didn't last long. In 1920, Wagner took a job at Paramount and began to climb the ladder as a movie producer. As Wagner's star was rising, Jhonstone announced a retirement from acting in 1926. The beautiful star was unhappy with the lack of depth in the roles available to her, and her husband's predilection to young actresses only made matters worse. But Justine found another love in learning. She formed a friendship with her husband's doctor Samuel Hirschfeld, and in 1927 she began auditing classes at the Columbia University School for Physicians and Surgeons. And then these courses turned into a job for an assistant in the laboratory of the Dr. Samuel Hirschfeld and Dr. Harold Thomas. Their work focused on the phenomenon of speed shock in injections, which occurs when medications are injected into the bloodstream too quickly and they produce a deadly effect. With them, she co-authored in 1931 a paper which is called Influence of the Velocity on the Response to Intravenous Injections, posting a safer slow drip method. Their research would lead to the modern fourth drip and the pre-penicillin treatment for syphilis. After an early fame, the star Justine Jhonstone wanted her privacy. In fact, the press, which Justine refused all of their interviewed, started to think about that this passage between a star and a researcher was an exotic phenomenon. But Justine thought about herself just an ordinary working woman. In 1931, Justine Jhonstone left New York to following her husband to Las Vegas for his new job at Columbia Pictures, but she didn't stop working as a researcher. In fact, she did a lot of studies for cancer researches, and she also did a lot of studies for disease cures at Caltech, and also she was renowned for a syphilis expert. After several unhappy years, Justine and Wagner divorced, and she also made a public rare comment at the New York Times about this divorce, which was also her first one. As a single mother, she adopted and then raised 2 boys on her own. And then she worked as a feminist, fighting against the blacklist of the 50s, all while maintaining her private life. She died in 1982 from a congestive heart failure at the age of 87, and from her request there were no obituaries. And these are all the lives she lived, Justine Jhonstone. Even though she was only remembered as a beautiful woman, as the most beautiful woman of this year, she was much more richer than that. To end this video, I would like to insert a phrase that she said, which best described how she decided to live her lives as a beautiful, intelligent, forward-minded woman like she was. Doing something and do it well is a joy.